Alright, what is going on, guys? It's your boy ATT. We are back here with another episode of the Buzzerbeer Basketball Podcast. I got IPF with me, as always.
Oh, what's poppin'? What's poppin'?
What is going on, dude? Oh my god. I'm so stressed out with, finals. I can't. But, I'm not gonna let that stop me from recording this podcast, I guess. Grind.
Yeah, who cares about finals anyway? Let's just record basketball
Okay,
podcasts all day.
real talk. Most of my finals are actually pretty easy. Like, I know other people are, dying. I only have one class that I'm actually worried about. Everything else is pretty easy, I feel like. Like, I know most of the stuff going on, so I'm not that worried. But I know other people are, so.
I got exams in 2 weeks, I guess, 1.5 weeks. And you start reading for those, I guess.
Yeah, you should. Okay. Alright,
Man,
so.
these ones came up so fast, though. The last ones I did, I feel like just 2 weeks ago.
Dude,
already.
I know. I literally had a midterm last week, and now I have finals, next week. Like, who thought that was a good idea?
That ain't mid. That is not mid.
That exactly. It's like, who thought that was a good idea? Come on, man. Like,
Don't fail the SAT.
dude, that's crazy. Okay, let's get. Oh, before we get right into the actual basketball stuff, we talked about coming up with random bogus stats and questioning and what's it called? Like a trivia. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But
Quiz.
a quiz. There you go. A quiz. All right. So this one's. I feel like last week you really screwed me over, but I feel like this one is a lot easier. So I'm a nice guy.
Alright, bro.
The leaders.
I was just trying to set the tone.
I get it, but you said it a little too. I don't know, too high. The bar is too high, so I'm gonna try to lower it. I'm gonna ask you, top 10 players in points in the paint per game this season so far.
Points in the paint per game, top 10.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a Clint Capella.
Clint Capella is number 2 at 15.5.
Give me a DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan is not there.
Huh? Okay.
DeAndre Jordan is not there.
That's how you know that boy washed. Anyway,
He is washed, dude. He's actually playing really well for the Mavericks, but.
Points in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, DeAndre Ayton? No.
No, DeAndre Ayton is not up there. It's not in this
Embiid.
top 10. Joel Embiid? Nope.
Bruh.
Nope.
This might be harder than I thought.
I mean, okay.
Wait, let me look at the team list real quick. Let me just
Hello, you're not allowed to do that. No resources. It gotta be off the top of
No,
your
I'm
head.
not looking at the paint. I'm just it just as a reference because
No,
otherwise
that's cheating, bro. That's cheating. My God, dude. What a sore loser. What a sore loser. All right, come on.
Loser, hello? Huh?
This is okay. This is actually really easy, but
It should be, but I really can't think of anything. Marcus Gasol?
no.
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson doesn't score enough to be on this list. I'm pretty sure these averages are higher than his actual points per game average. So
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams is number 6, 12.5.
Alright, Karl Anthony Towns.
Karl Anthony Towns is not on this. Not top 10.
God. Okay, so basically anyone who takes mid ranges is just not here.
Pretty
Are there
much.
guards on this list?
There is one guard. There's two guards.
Two.
Two
Damn,
guards.
Yeah.
Although one of them I would say is not a guard, but you know.
Shots. Like Jimmy Butler.
No, Jimmy Butler's not on this.
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner, nope.
Vucevic.
Nick Vucevic is not here.
Alright, bro, you're gonna have to start giving some hits.
Alright. Alright. Do you want hints? Okay, let's say he's probably top 3 in points per game in general. I don't actually know the exact number, but this guy is probably top 3, top 5 for sure.
LeBron?
Yeah, LeBron is here. He's number 5 with 13.4.
Oh, damn.
And then 2 of these players are probably, well, one of them is for sure leading MVP conversations. One of them.
Anthony Davis. Oh, Giannis.
Giannis,
Right.
yeah, Giannis number 1, 18.5, and Anthony Davis at 14.8.
Damn.
Who's number
Oh,
3?
I'm stupid for that one. I'm real stupid for that.
Was tied with number 3 actually.
Okay. Anyone else? Or
There's this guy that should shave every little part of his body, including his shoulders.
oh, Andre Drummond.
Andre
Damn,
Drummond
damn,
also
damn, damn,
14.8, tied at number 2.
I didn't realize he was scoring that many points this year.
Neither did I, honestly, but 15 points a game almost in the paint. And there's 4 more people. 2 of them are guards. 2 of them are not.
I don't see how that's supposed to help me.
Okay. Okay, well, one of the
Rondo.
guards, Rondo's not on this, no. Okay, should I just give it to you?
No, give me hints. What?
Okay, they're both point guards, but neither of
Oh,
them.
really?
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, I need like a team.
No. I can't. If I give you a team, it's really easy. There's point guards. Think of point guards that can't shoot.
Point guards who can't shoot.
Oh my god, I can't spoon feed this to you, can I?
No, there's so okay. Alfred Payton.
No, okay. A point guards that can't shoot but can still score. You gotta remember, they're still scoring. It's not the percentage of their points. It's total points per game in the paint.
Bro, this is not good looks.
Why?
There's like Westbrook on there.
Yeah, Westbrook's number 10.
He can shoot. Hello.
Well, he's on here. 12.1 points per game in the paint.
Because
and
he just
then-
scores like a monster.
Okay.
It's like DeMar DeRozan on there. No,
No,
he takes mids.
He takes mid-range, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it to you because it's been too long and we have a lot to talk about today. So in order, top 10, it's Giannis, Clint Capella, Andre Drummond, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Steven Adams, John Collins somehow is here.
Right. I was gonna say him.
Yeah, John Collins, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, and Russell
Oh,
Westbrook.
come on. Okay, Simmons okay. Julius Randle, who's thinking of that boy? What?
Hello, he's good, dude. You're a hater, dude. What a hater.
That man does not play minutes.
That's true. He's averaging 27.2 minutes per game, which is I think it's up from last season.
He's
probably.
actually playing pretty well. I can't say shit.
Yeah, he's
I
actually.
guess there's just no headlines.
Yeah, they're no headlines.
Alright.
He's just quietly having a good season.
Alright.
Okay. Although I will admit, this list was very close. Like, Westbrook is number 10, Montrezl Harrell is 11, but their stat is like the exact same thing. So like Joel Embiid was 12.0 exactly, which is 12. So yeah. Okay.
Okay, so chronological order, I guess, for off-court news for the week. Number 1, Fred Hoiberg gets fired at the start of the week.
Yeah, we should. Honestly, I wish we could have put this in last week's episode because it's kind of so far gone at this point. But I don't know. Fred Hoiberg.
There's all the Jim Boylan and Jim Boylan. But I mean, I guess. What are your opinions on it? Do you think like this was the right move? Do you think?
Look,
they should
I
have
don't
done
know.
this at the
Okay,
start
it's
of the
been.
year?
I feel like they should just let him play out the contract. Like, what did they gain out of firing him at this point? Really, like, I just feel bad for Fred Hoiberg because he was never put in a position to succeed by the front office. Like, he just wasn't. His offense in college, from what I remember, is supposed to be pace and space. But who do they have on that team? Jimmy Butler, Rondo, Dwayne Wade. Like, I mean,
that roster was dead awful, dude.
that roster
Holy
had
shit.
the worst shooting like guards of all time. Like, I don't know. Garpax.
I don't know whose idea that was to get
Dude,
to
the
get
Bulls-
Wade. Okay, I don't know who decided Rondo was a good fit next season.
They really thought, hey, pace and space means Rajon Rondo. Like, I can't, dude. The
Yeah.
Bulls front office just has to go. That's what the thing is here.
I think from what I've heard is because like the two GMs are like, friends with the owners or some like
Something like
behind the
that.
scenes
Yeah, there's
is
some
going
stuff
on.
like that. Like, both of them are tight with the owners, and so
Yeah,
like,
basically putting the franchise in jeopardy, which is not fair to the players, to the coaches, to the staff at all.
specifically this
Yeah.
coach, like Fred Hoiberg, I think, for one, hopefully he gets picked up because I don't know if he's a good coach or a bad coach, but because we don't know because he had nothing to work with on that roster. Like, you could have put anybody bar maybe Popovich in the roster, like the result would have been the exact same, and given the players on that team.
I think a few things though, like I don't think anything excuses the defense being as bad as it has been.
That's true.
Like, I feel like this year he was actually just trying to get fired. He's like, okay, Levine, take the ball, score, just don't play D guys, just get out and score the ball as much as possible.
I'm not saying what he did was. I'm not saying he's a particularly good or smart coach. I'm just saying we don't know if he's a bad coach or not. Because
you can't tell.
you can't tell
There's
yet.
a good chance that he's just a college ball coach. Yeah, that is the thing. Like,
That's the thing. Yeah,
college
of course it is. Like, we don't know
can't
yet.
be a basketball.
Right.
Because college basketball, if you ever watch a college basketball game, which is pretty painful, I'm really not gonna lie, I hate college ball.
No, for sure,
There's just
dude.
people running back
yeah.
and forth.
I couldn't watch it. Like I tried. Now that I'm in college, I'm like, you know what? Let me get into this. I started watching college football and I enjoyed it. I got into. I turned on like a UT game. Oh my goodness, could not watch.
It is too fast paced. Like I don't. It is not fun. It really isn't.
It really just isn't. But maybe that's
I
what
guess
his
that-
strengths are. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, pace and space does seem to make sense in that, you know, meta, I guess is what you would call it.
Okay. Let's not get into that territory.
Gaming
here.
terms. But okay, but in that landscape, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's say. Whereas in the NBA, though, like they're moving towards pace,
Not.
there is still a lot of emphasis on playmaking and playing D, which is not a thing in college ball.
It really isn't.
Yeah, like honestly, I watch college ball highlights, and if there's a block that makes the highlight reel, which is
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah, just a regular block. That's it. Like it's not a highlight. Just somebody blocked a shot. But I don't know. We'll see. I hope he gets picked up by another team. Somebody just takes a flyer on him. I feel
honestly, I think he should just go back to college. I don't think. I
Well-
don't think any like after having such a bad stint in the NBA.
But see,
I
the
don't think
thing
many
with
teams
he
will
did
want
have a bad stint, but the thing is, I don't think it was his fault, given what he had. Like, yeah, okay, he could have done better, maybe, but at the
I think
same
his
time,
credibility is shot as well because
Yeah,
of
that's the
obviously
problem.
how badly the Bulls are playing this year, and also like the Jimmy Butler comments from way back when.
yeah, that's true. Like his credibility has taken a big hit, which is the biggest problem. Which is, I don't know if he'll get picked up. I hope for his sake that he does. Just at least he gets
Yeah.
at least in a situation where he gets a fair shot. Maybe he
I
will
mean,
turn
I
out
don't
to
see
be a bad
where, though.
coach. Yeah, that's true. At this point,
because last year it was like a massive coach
there's like
overhaul.
there's like 12 coaching changes.
Yeah,
like-
so like when you have that many new coaches, that means that you're gonna give them at least 2 years, right?
I mean,
that
you would
means
think
they're-
so, but like you never know. Like,
Yeah, so-
the Cavs might do
generally-
whatever.
Yeah, generally like you give them at least a year and a half. Like they're not gonna go into the next season looking for a new coach again,
Yeah.
unless something stupid happens, like coach sleeps with the GM's wife. or some
Okay.
shit.
Okay. That yeah, but you're right. You're right.
Like
I don't.
realistically, nothing's gonna change, right?
Right.
So that's like 12 teams out of the equation, and then you have like another 10 teams where the coaches are set, right?
Yeah, like
Where
Pop. Well,
Yeah.
maybe the Spurs, because who knows how long Pop is still
Pop
gonna.
might retire. There's a good chance, but
Yeah.
like people like Steve Kerr,
Yeah, Steve-
D'Antoni could be.
I think
under
I was
fire
gonna
in a bit.
talk about. I was gonna wait for maybe another week before I brought it up, but maybe
There is
Rockets
a
ex-
real possibility.
yeah, maybe the
There is a
Rockets should
real
explore
possibility.
that. I don't think we have enough of a sample size just yet, given how well they played last year. I think it's still too early to jump on
Yeah.
that boat, but
This season really has me thinking of the old Kevin McHale days when you went from 56-26 to 41-41. the next
yeah,
year.
exactly.
So it really is just being the same, and it's not fun. But,
yeah.
But there are like coach jobs where they're pretty much untouchable, I'd say.
Yeah, pretty
There are a
much.
few, like Brad
Brad
Stevens.
Stevens,
untouchable for
I
sure.
would say like Quinn Snyder's probably Rick Carlisle.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, those guys
solid
are
one.
pretty much untouchable in their jobs right now.
yep, because they're good at what they do.
Yeah, and of course, like new coaches doing well, so they're not going anywhere.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah, so that really limits the opportunity for him, but maybe
Doc
he can.
Rivers as well.
Dog. Yeah, given how well somehow the Clippers have been this season,
Yeah,
I don't
I mean, if the
think.
Clippers were bad, I could see them firing him, but they've been good. So I mean, why get rid of him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I think what he should do, because I don't think people talk about it enough, is coach confidence. And I think this 4 years with the Bulls, I think he's had, or is it
Mhm.
3?
I think this was his fourth.
Yeah, I think it's not gonna be doing much for his psyche,
Probably.
and I think he should go back to college. Take over a team, do well, and then maybe
Maybe try to
if he
make it
feels
back
like
later.
competent. Yeah.
Yeah, he could do that. Another thing, maybe he could try to coach or be an assistant behind a really good head coach. Like maybe he could try to learn from Pop or something. Just go, because San Antonio is not known for that, but like they do that a lot. They just
I mean, they're known for players. I don't know how it works with coaches in terms of I want to
no,
get
they
better,
do.
can I,
They're-
assistant, but
I don't remember the exact names, so I'm not gonna say them because I don't want to be completely wrong. But I do know there's a lot of coaches that learned from Pop and then they went on to become decent to good head coaches
yeah,
on
like
their own.
Budenholzer obviously. But
Yeah,
then,
see, there you
these
go,
are guys who
Budenholzer.
start. These are guys who start in assistant coach roles. That's my point. I don't know
Maybe
that
you're
many
right.
people who from coach, the assistant coach, and then decide I want to go back to coaching again.
Maybe you're right. I actually can't think of anybody off the top of my head either.
Well, I think Jim Boylan, Mr. Boylan himself, was a assistant coach at some point.
Hold on, which one? Hold on, which one? Which Boylan?
The current one.
The current one? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
is the current one E or A?
Yo, I don't remember. It's crazy.
It is E. It is E. It is E. Dude, he actually just looks like Tibbs, dude.
Okay, yeah, you're right. No, you're right. I can't.
I'm not sure how big of a fan I am.
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Okay, so this guy was assistant pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
And then from 25 to 18, he was associate head coach with the Bulls.
Okay.
And now he is the main head coach.
All right. Well, good for him for climbing up that ladder, I guess, slowly. But I think that's enough talk about Fred Hoiberg. Like, really, there's not much.
It wasn't really about Hoiberg. It was just more about coaching in general.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the only team I would think that maybe Fred Hoiberg would have a shot with would be, funnily enough, would be the Timberwolves. But I'm not, like, just based on the personnel there, I don't think it makes sense for him to go there, because literally like coaching the Bulls all over again, like. But just in terms of like an opportunity, I don't know. Tibbs should get fired. I feel like soon enough. I mean, they've kind of turned around, but
been playing solid since Butler's gone. But
I don't know.
I just don't like Tibbs.
I just don't like him, exactly.
I don't even think it's just a rubbing the people the wrong way thing anymore. He's just unlikable.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I mean, you've put this down. I have not read about this at all.
Oh, so the Warriors meningitis scare. So it's not really a big deal. What actually happened is not a big deal, but I just want to talk about what could have happened maybe. But basically, I don't know if you remember, sometime last year during like the playoffs or beginning of the playoffs, or I don't remember exactly when, but sometime last season, David West tweeted out, or it was like to like the media or something, but I remember he said, or I don't know if you remember, but he said that the Warriors have some issues going on in the locker room, and the fact that nobody's talking about it shows how close they are as a group, or there was something along those lines. I remember. I guess you don't remember.
Why would you tweet about that? What?
Maybe it wasn't a tweet. Maybe I'm misremembering. But I remember that was a story at one point.
I mean, it's a pretty whack tweet, dude.
That was whack.
Like, yeah, we don't tell the media anything, which is why we're gonna tell the media that we're not telling
fair enough.
anything.
I'm not saying that makes any sense whatsoever. But what turned out to be the problem, I think, don't remember who came out with that. I think it was Sam Amick, but somebody came out finally, and they're like, so sometime during the playoffs last year, one of the vendors that supplied food to the team was down with contagious form of meningitis, and there was a scare that all of the Warriors staff and like the players and like the entire organization was exposed to it, and it was like life-threatening if it was true. So it turns out, obviously, nobody actually got it, thankfully, and they're all like okay. But what would have happened? Or what if something like that were to happen?
Are we back on this? What if an entire NBA team died?
Not just dies, and I don't want to talk about the basketball implications. I mean, I do want to talk about the basketball implications of it, but I was just curious to see how the world would have reacted if something like that were to happen.
Badly. I feel like the season would be like canceled or something, dude.
Do you think so? Cause
okay. From a money aspect, no. I don't know though. How would they handle that?
How would the fans react? How would the other players react? How would the office of the NBA, like Adam Silver, react to it? That's what I kind of want to.
I feel like you would have to like at least have a shortened season or something. Like start in.
But it was in the playoffs already. Like this was towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but then okay. So are we saying that it kicks in like second round and then all of a sudden they just start dropping?
I don't know exactly how it works. I do know meningitis is a big deal because when I was doing my thing for college, like I had to get vaccinated for meningitis, and it was like a really big thing. I was like Googling it and just to see if I really needed it, and they're like, yeah, like it's very serious illness.
Yeah, getting meningitis isn't good either because you have to get a spinal tap, which is extremely painful as well, for treatment. So yeah, but I don't know. Dude. This is a bit of a morbid topic, but
Yeah, it is. It's not.
uh,
I don't really particularly like talking about this kind of stuff, but
I feel in the middle of the playoffs is suddenly, you know, let's just say the Warriors don't exist anymore.
mhm.
I think you just cancel the season.
Do you?
Yeah.
What about? I don't want to sound insensitive, but what if isn't this the chance? What if you look at it from another team's perspective, and obviously you're all.
Nah, dude. I don't think anyone's gonna be like that brutal to say, you know, they're gone. Let's go get the championship.
You don't
this
think
year.
so?
I don't think anyone's.
You really don't
No,
think?
no.
Okay.
No. There's actually no way. Unless you're a sick person, I don't think you would ever.
I'm
go
not
that
saying
way.
that's the right thing to do or feel or anything, but you don't
There's
think?
zero way. And I think if anyone who says that, yeah, okay, Warriors are gonna be here, I think anyone says that they should be out the league immediately.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. I'm just throwing ideas at you, but I don't know. I feel that would be obviously devastating, but so you think you just cancel the season?
Yeah, I think you have to end the season early. Just say, oh, you know what, we're closing this off. We'll have like a memorial thing, all other stuff, and we'll go from there.
That's crazy. I can see that though.
There's-
Like, you
yeah,
know,
there's a lot of things that need to be worked out as well. Like player contracts need to be paid out, need to be paid out to the families, and like it's just the logistics side, obviously. So yeah.
what about how do you think other players would react to it? Being
I
like
mean-
like other players that recently played at the Warriors, like their opponents in the playoffs, like they share the same locker, or not the same locker room, but like all the fans that were in that building. Who knows, like how much of a, because all it said, I don't know how contagious it is, and honestly, uninformed fans
think
would
it
go
happens.
crazy, right? Just
Their food. I think that's how it would work. I don't think it's that contagious. I can't tell you. I really
okay.
couldn't.
All I know when I was kind of looking through it is that it's contagious based on like contact, and you're just like in close proximity with people. It's kind of like the cold. Like if somebody sneezes on you that has a cold, you're probably gonna catch the cold, something like that. So it's not like, you know, it's not that crazy of like its contagiousness is not ridiculous, but okay. I was just
It's
wondering.
just close contact.
Close
Which
contact.
is like kissing or coughing and sneezing or someone.
Okay.
I don't know. It's-
Like obviously this
I-
isn't a topic that nobody would ever want something like this to happen, but given that it almost did, I just kind of wanted to think about it. But with all that out of the way, why don't you talk about the Markelle Fultz stuff as a
All right. I guess technically they should be under injury news, but since Fultz has been injured for his entire career, we moved it to off-court news. Okay, so from what I can understand, thoracic. Okay, so what I learned is that the thoracic outlet is at the bottom of your rib cage. But I guess
so but I'm gonna ask questions because as much as and then
Yeah, no, okay,
hopefully
let
answer
me
as much as you
finish
can. Okay.
let me finish this first because in my textbooks it's given thoracic outlet is the bottom of your rib cage and thoracic inlet is at the top
Okay.
between your first rib, right? But I think maybe in America it's different, I suppose. And the thoracic outlet syndrome is basically what I've learned as thoracic inlet syndrome. So I'm going to be using the same terms and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah. Basically, thoracic inlet is the top of your rib cage, and there's some arteries and nerves there. In one particular nerve, I guess it's like a group of nerves called the brachial plexus, which is a group of nerves that supply your arm completely. Like they get all the nerves that supply your arm come from the brachial plexus. So in thoracic outlet syndrome, what's happening is there's compression of those nerves, and yeah, that's what's supposedly affecting Fultz here.
So this plexus thingy, I don't know, but so that's in the shoulder.
Correct. Yeah, it's in a region you call your axilla, which is your shoulder region, I guess.
Okay.
At the
And-
top of your shoulder. Like under your shoulder, there's like two folds, kind of, if you like flex it a bit.
Sure.
Like in the front and in the back, like you can feel two folds.
Okay.
That's what you would call your axillary folds. So
Okay.
like that area is your axilla.
I see.
Basically your shoulder.
Okay.
Just more term. But yeah.
Okay. And so, based on what I was just like reading around on Twitter and like just going through articles and stuff. Apparently, this is slightly more common with baseball pitchers. We can see because obviously they put immense.
Yeah, I mean they throw it like that's their
Yeah. That's their life, really, just throwing balls, right? So, okay. Also, the Sixers have been very adamant in trying to state that there's no actual nerve damage. They've been really like stressing the fact that there's no damage to the nerves, which I guess is a good thing, right? Because as far as I know,
compression, and I think nerve damage denotes that there's legitimate damage to the cells. Because nerve damage is pretty bad because nerve cells don't regenerate.
Right. So I was just gonna bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, because like for pretty much anything else in your body, like your skin obviously regenerates at a stupid rate. Muscles,
Stupid
rate. It is true though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You get a new layer pretty much like every day, I think, or something like that. But yeah, your muscles they'll regenerate. Like everything has a regeneration capability except for your nerve cells. So if there's damage to your nerve cells, then you're screwed, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like.
So I think that's why they're very heavy on stressing that because legitimate nerve damages could be very harmful for his career.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas compression of the plexus, which can be fixed. In fact, let me grab my textbook and just see if there's treatment issues. I should have looked this up before.
Yeah.
You continue. Give me a second.
So what I was just looking at Woj's work and stuff like that. From what I've understood is that they there's two ways to kind of treat this thoracic outlet syndrome, neurogenic thoracic outlet syndrome. Apparently, is the whole thing. A couple of different ways they treat it. He's gonna go through physical therapy for like 6 weeks, and if that doesn't help, then only is he gonna have surgery. According to what I read, what I don't know, and I'm hoping IPF does, although it's okay if he doesn't. But I'm hoping he can tell me how long the recovery period might be after the surgery, and if it'll actually when he comes back, will he be back to full strength?
I think you can look up this the thoracic outlet, like how long it takes. Didn't they say 6 weeks or something?
So if they said 6 weeks, he's gonna go through physical therapy for 6 weeks, and then if the therapy doesn't help, then he's gonna have surgery. But they're trying to avoid surgery with him. And so when he gets back from surgery, is it like an Achilles injury where he'll come back, but he's never gonna be healthy, or is he gonna make a full 100% recovery?
No, he should make a full recovery.
Okay.
Physical therapy it's pretty good because treatment is just physical therapy. There's no like surgery involved. As far as I can see. But I'm really not sure how they didn't catch this.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to get into.
Because I mean, I'm a first year medical student and I know what it is. And
tell them how old you are, dude. Tell them how old you are.
I am 17.
This man, I don't.
Yeah, but okay. Possible causes for this syndrome is a hypertrophied scalenus anterior, which basically means that the muscle gets enlarged.
Okay.
The scalenus anterior is like a muscle in your ribcage, basically, in the first and second. So if that gets enlarged, then that will cause compression, right? So that's like common sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Because confined space, muscle gets enlarged, presses the plexus against a rib or something, and then it causes like tingling and numbness of the arm. And another possible cause is hypertrophied cervical rib, which is again same concept, just gets enlarged and causes compression. But both of these things are caught pretty easily by an X-ray or any of the scans that you're supposed to do when someone's injured. So I do not know what's going on here.
So do you think? I don't know.
Look, let's see. There's two types of this syndrome. One is neurogenic, which is what Fultz has, which is the plexus is getting compressed.
Okay.
And another is vascular, in which there's an artery which accompanies it that gets compressed.
So which is better, or well, I don't want to say better, but which is worse?
I think in terms of catching it, I think vascular is a lot easier see from what I
Okay.
can read.
Okay.
But I think both have this. I mean, both have the same treatment. It's not like they're different.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure because I guess neurogenic is a bit tougher to catch. But I think they should know. You've had this long with the guy.
Yeah, that's the
Don't see-
biggest thing. I just don't understand for the life of me. I cannot figure out how this guy, when they're drafting him, so pre-draft they have access to all of his medical stuff. They go through tests and they like do full physicals and stuff. They've had like over a year with him, and this has just been it's not like it's popped up out of nowhere, right? People know now. Okay, he has a problem in his shoulder, whatever it may be, and so they should be running tests and they should be trying to figure out what it is. What I don't get is how one person on Twitter was able to basically hit it on, like, get it exactly right. He did come on and say, okay, I was a little bit off, but for all intents and purposes, he was able to diagnose this man based on watching one clip of his free throw routine last, like the one where he had that the pump fake in his free throw.
Yeah.
He watched that one clip a couple of times and he tweeted out, and he said the same thing. It was probably something to do with the thoracic nerve, or I don't know the actual whatever like terminology, but
It's okay. Let's just leave the technical terms out. But
Yeah.
okay. It's just they should have caught this earlier. I really don't understand. There is okay. I know like a few people have been saying nerve damage. Technically not correct, but I mean sorry, technically correct, but not exactly.
not really, right?
Yeah, but it is to do with the nerves, and I think if you pinpoint that, then you should be able to get to this conclusion a lot earlier than they did.
And didn't Fultz go to, like, hasn't he been going to specialists for like 2 weeks before, or like a week at least before somebody found this?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah. Okay. Wait, one sec.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. This. He saw like a multiple specialists, shoulder specialists.
Yes, specifically shoulder specialist.
And
So
I guess they did diagnose him. I guess it might have taken some time for the results to come out, but
maybe, okay, that's fair.
that is a thing. But the Sixers medical staff.
Sixers medical staff gotta go, dude. I've been saying this ever since Simmons got injured. I've been saying that they need to go. At first people are like, no, it's just bad luck, but I'm like, no, I don't think so. I really didn't think so back then, and now for sure, like, I am 100% certain 76ers medical staff is the most incompetent out of all 30 teams in the league, without question. How can you, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand. It just blows my mind how somebody on Twitter, looking at one clip from outside with not having spoken to Fultz, not having access to any of his medical records, was able to kind of sort of figure out exactly what was going on, and their own medical staff couldn't. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's we've talked about this on this podcast, in fact, how incompetent the staff are.
Yeah. But I think that's gonna this should hopefully be it. They should be done. We should be done talking about Markelle Fultz for at least 6 weeks.
A while, at least until he comes back.
Right? Like I'm every week. That's every week. All we talk about is Markelle Fultz. I feel like on this podcast, and I don't like it. There's so much more, but
he should be out in years.
he better be, dude. Hopefully he is. Hopefully he's just sitting there and working on his shoulder, trying to make a full recovery, and he'll be back. I think. Do you think he should play the rest of the season if he's able to? Do you think he should, or just sit this one out?
Yeah, I mean, okay, if it's 6 weeks, or like say he's out for 2 months, then yeah, you have plenty of time. I don't see why you would take that much time off.
Okay.
You've already missed so much time in your career. I think if you're good to go, I mean, like I think it kind of reminds me of the Kawhi Leonard situation, where he was like something's wrong and the staff had cleared him.
Yeah.
And clearly there was something wrong because he's balling this year and there's nothing bothering him anymore. So he's healed and he knew there was something wrong and he's good. So until Fultz says, I feel good, I'm ready to play, then I should keep him out.
Okay.
But that should hopefully be in 2 or 3 months.
Hopefully.
3 is like a long time. I think 3 is way too long. I think
so?
after 8 weeks, 8 or 9 weeks, he should be back.
Okay. So hopefully he is. Obviously, we all want to see him do well, even if it's not in Philly, like we said. Like we were throwing around trades last week, or was it the week before that? I don't remember, but we were throwing around trades. Hopefully, he just can play basketball. That's it, really.
Okay, moving on. LeBron wants Carmelo Anthony.
Okay, so this one, when I saw it, I literally I was staring at my phone for like
I think
30 seconds flat. I'm like, no, it's just not happening. But then, yeah.
I think this may be misappropriating what he said,
That's what I think too.
because I'm pretty sure what he said was, I want to see him on a roster, and he
Yeah.
said, I wouldn't mind him on the Lakers, but I'm not going to make a request. So I think that's just him vouching for his buddy.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think he was just sticking up for his friend and be like, you know what, I still believe that he has something, he still has enough to give. Don't want him on my team, but I think some teams should be able to
Because
take
if
him.
if he really wanted Melo on the Lakers, he would have said, I want Melo on the Lakers. Like,
Yeah.
he would have told Magic, yeah, I want him here. But obviously he didn't, so I don't think that's going to happen. But
Thank
I think
God
what
he
that is
didn't.
just, I think what that is just an endorsement. Like, yeah, get this man on a roster.
Hmm. But I've also heard people saying that if anybody's gonna get Melo to play to his role,
It is LeBron.
it's
Yeah.
LeBron. Just given how close they are, and it's LeBron.
Yeah, because you're going from, he was on the Rockets, where you have you're coming off a 67 win season with with D'Antoni's one of the, I'd say one of the best coaches of all time.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of a stretch, but he's a good coach, I would say.
Like, he's up there. He's up there. Like, with this Suns era, and then obviously last year and the year before, where the Rockets were still solid, just Harden screwed in the playoffs.
Yeah, but at
But-
the same time, you can't forget his crap with the Lakers that he tried to put. Like, he had a good stint in Phoenix and a good stint so far in Houston, but apart from that, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, okay, if he has like a few more successful years with other teams, then yeah, I think he'd move up into the upper echelon.
Yeah, he can
top
be,
coaches.
but right now, I don't. I think it's a little bit early.
Yeah, but what I mean to say is, you're going to a team with Chris Paul, who's one of the loudest guys in the NBA,
For
and
sure.
Harden. You're coming into a team which has a winning culture, and you're not able to take a reduced role, which is wrong, I'd say. There's that, so you have to question whether he's really, like, he was okay with coming off the bench, but he still wanted shots.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing with the Rockets. I think when he joined the Thunder, he envisioned himself taking over Kevin Durant's minutes and his shots, which obviously was not their plan, but that was his plan.
Yeah, that's not
So that
realistic
didn't
at
work.
all.
Yeah, I think most people will bring up the Game 6 against the Jazz, or is it Game 5? Game 5.
I think it was 5. Yeah.
Yeah, where they're down like 20, and then Melo goes to the bench, and they come back in the game, and he begs, like, put me back in the game. He goes in the game, the Jazz go on a run, take him out, and then the Thunder win from there.
Yeah.
So, everything comes back to, is he able to take that reduced role? Is he able to give something to a team?
I really don't think so, and okay, I would be okay with him on a minimum deal for the Lakers for 1 year because it's okay.
I mean, that's what he's on. He's on a vet's min.
Yeah.
So,
So I would be fine with it, but whose minutes is he gonna take? Like, at this point,
Beasley's
I
is what they're saying.
legitimately think Beasley gives the Lakers more than Melo would.
I don't know. Basically, he's played like 60 minutes so far in 20 games.
Yeah, it's not like he's played a lot, but in how long he has, I think he would give you more than Melo because Beasley, one, is okay sharing the basketball, and two, he doesn't actively make your defense negative like Melo does. That's it. That's all the Lakers need for like 6 to 8 minutes per game. Just don't go out there. Just don't go there and give up the lead like we've seen them do so many times. I've seen them do so many times.
Yeah, Beasley's averaging 7 minutes per game.
Yeah, it's not like he has a significant role, but if he's, I think his
a
role
funny-
is better for him than it is for Melo.
Yeah, a funny headline I saw was, Lakers contemplating Melo as Michael Beasley hasn't panned out. And I just find that funny because what were you expecting from this dude?
Yeah, no, for sure. But
But I guess I don't know. You were very early, to go to China proponent.
I have been, and I still think maybe China was. I don't know. I want to say maybe China's too harsh on him, but really at this point, who's he gonna help?
Yeah.
Unless he
I
decides
think
to.
I've been fluctuating. I think I said at first he could fit on NBA roster, and then I said, yeah, he'd just go to China. And I think the week right after I said, he could provide minutes, but he's in that weird limbo.
He really is, dude. He really is in a weird position. I can't figure out what roster he would fit on. I just can't. So, I still think China, maybe Australia, like Lee Ellis would say. But apart from that, I don't know. Maybe his time in the league is just over. Maybe he can.
He is 34.
Yeah, it's not like he's very young. Like, people retire earlier than that.
You get like 2 more years, I think, is what. 36 is like a decent.
36 is a good age, yeah.
For a Hall of Famer, yeah. Because I think if you say you're a Hall of Famer and you retire before the age of 35, you're going to be questioned at your thing, right?
Do you think so? I don't think that's very important. To me personally, would not.
I think
be.
longevity of your career is an aspect which people might look at if it comes down to the nitty gritty. But
I don't think it should
the Hall of Fame. He is making the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, like I don't think it should come down to that at all for Melo. Like he just should make it. Maybe first ballot. Do you think he's the first ballot Hall of Famer?
No.
No. Yeah,
I
would agree. I would agree with that. But I think he's making it.
He has like little to no playoff success.
Yeah,
except for like the Nuggets that 1 year they made the conference finals.
Yeah, and then got blown out by the Lakers. Let's get it. But yeah, no, I don't think first ballot. But I think he should make it, no matter whether he retires now or 5 years from now.
I think having a 15-year NBA career would help. Like instead of a 13, you know what I mean? Like it just sounds better.
I guess.
Okay. Then a few more things off-court news. Giannis. I think this is old news. I feel like I've read this thing before.
Okay, I found it like yesterday or today.
100%. I've read this in the off-season. Oh wait, basically Giannis will fellow NBA players.
Wait, can you say that again? You cut out.
Sorry. Yeah. Giannis will not play with fellow NBA players.
Not play. Practice. Hold on.
Sorry. Workout.
God.
Sorry. My mind's elsewhere. But yeah. He will not work out with like LeBron or KD or whoever offered him to work out with them.
Yeah, he says that he doesn't want to be buddy with people. That's his quote. His quote, buddy. I don't want.
That could.
That's just funny to me.
That could play into the whole is LeBron toxic thing as well.
We could go right into it, yeah.
Yeah, like we can kind of link it together, I suppose. Where he wants to compete with LeBron and KD and all that. He doesn't want to join them.
Right.
That's the concept.
Yeah.
So, which is what KD was kind of saying. Like he was saying, the media attention LeBron brings is bad.
I want to ask you before we really get into it. I want to ask you: do you think KD was taking shots at LeBron, shots at the media, or was he just being like, was he just jealous? What do you think?
I think he is at the media for sure.
Just taking shots at the media, like he's been doing his entire career.
He knows how. Yeah, exactly. He's been doing it for his career. So what makes this different? I suppose. Do you think being angry at the media for taking his move to Golden State so badly, for taking LeBron's move so badly, for taking Bosch's move so badly, just any free agent moves, and he's just saying the media is toxic, and he's using LeBron as an example. I guess maybe he's like a big genius, and he knows that putting LeBron in the headline will get him into the headlines.
That's probably the only way to get into the headline at this point. Like, I think KD is the most unlikable player in the league right now. That's what I think. I think it's between him and Draymond Green at this point.
Yeah, but no, I mean, if he said that I don't like the media, I mean, he said that a lot. Yeah, and I don't think that makes like he gets an article in like ESPN or like The Athletic or something, but he doesn't make headlines. Whereas in this case, where he says, the atmosphere around LeBron is toxic because of the media, since he's brought up LeBron and KD versus LeBron and all that other stuff, he makes headlines easy, and he gets his point across. So he could just be a big media genius. We never know.
Is he really getting his point across though? Like I feel like this is just making him look worse than anything else. Like the way I looked at it, I thought it sounded like jealous on his part that the media around LeBron is always I think he said fanboys in the media, and he doesn't have any. Like nobody in the media cares about him.
They did. At some point they did, but then obviously he moved. But
yeah, but okay. They did, but even then they never cared about KD as much as they did LeBron, because LeBron treats the media right. Like because LeBron is nice to the media. It's that simple. Like when people are asking him questions, he'll respond. KD will just be like, I hate the media, get the fuck out of here, get out of here with your cameras and mics and shit, like, right?
I think there's a few things. He uses LeBron as an example. I feel that's the main thing here. One, okay, the headline thing might just be like that might be too big brain. I don't think he probably thought it do that much. He was probably just thinking, okay, how do I use an example here? First person LeBron, next person Kyrie, not getting recognition. You know, like, people forget that Dwayne Wade was a pretty big part of those LeBron Miami teams.
Oh, geez, a huge part, right? But
yeah, Bosch as well. I mean, Bosch was still good. It's not like he wasn't. He struggled that first year, but then after that, like, he adapted that stretch forward role really well.
Yeah.
And of course, the whole LeBron misses. Bosch gets the rebound, passes to Allen for three.
Yeah, Ray Allen saving LeBron's career. I still like thinking about. Well, not thinking about. Like, I don't just randomly start thinking about this stuff, but I still think it would be really interesting to see what would have happened with LeBron's career had Ray Allen missed that shot, because his entire career trajectory would have been different for that one shot.
It is possible, yeah. I mean, there's also the thing, like, if LeBron won the 2014 finals, his last year with the Heat,
you probably should.
Does he stay with Miami after getting that repeat? Yeah. But I think the point he's trying to get at is that people care too much about LeBron. And because of that, people don't want to play with LeBron because they're not getting the attention they want. That's he's using. That's the example he's using to try and get across the point that the media is toxic.
Okay, I can see that. Well, I see where you're coming from. I agree with you on some level, but I disagree with I think he's using LeBron as an example to also say that paid more attention to me. Like, look at me, I'm an MVP candidate.
That is also.
I'm not getting that attention. Like, That's what I think. Just based on, I don't know how just based on how soft he is.
Cupcake.
Yeah. Okay, we have one more topic to kind of talk about real quick. Before
it is a quick one, yeah.
Before we really get into the on-court basketball stuff, the DeAndre Ayton comments. It's kind of basic. What happened? The Suns were down like 20, 25, like they always are, in the first quarter. And at the end of the game, somebody asked DeAndre Ayton how he felt or something, and he responded by saying that when you're down this much, he's like, when you're down by that much that early in the game, it's kind of impossible to come back. And as an NBA star, as a young player, I don't think you should say that. You shouldn't think that to begin with.
In follow-up DeAndre Ayton news, there's it has been seen that he has been arguing with Devin Booker after the game. They played yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
This could be in relation to those comments. It could just be Booker being
competitive,
mad that he's not working hard enough, I guess.
Probably.
Booker is an uber competitive guy.
Yeah, he's crazy. He just looks like he's one of those crazy people, like Jimmy Butler.
But I think the I don't know how much of it is Ayton's fault, because he's 19, and you come into the league, number 1 pick. Everyone's like, damn, this guy's gonna be amazing. This guy's good. And then you go to a team and you find that you're shit. Like, you're so awful that you're losing by that many points every single night. I mean, what does it do for a player's mentality at that point? But so early into his career.
Well, I get that, but at the same time, don't you think his mentality should just always be, you know what? Especially in basketball, especially in the NBA, where you know how quickly things can turn around. It's not that hard. You just gotta keep trying, and then you gotta keep playing with effort. Like, that's the basic principle of basketball. You have to try and play hard. And if you just give up 20 minutes into the game and be like, you know what, we're down, forget it, wrap this up, let's go home. How are you ever gonna get better?
I think the point is that this obviously, I don't think this is a mentality that he's gonna keep. I think if the Suns start winning games, then obviously he's gonna show effort. But he's 25 games into his NBA career. They've won like 4 times so far. They get blown out on a nightly basis. Usually by the end of the first quarter, they're out of it, which is That's obviously not a good sign. You know, at least most tanking teams, at least they start out decently, and the second or third quarter they just lose everything. But
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I just think on a fundamentally, if you have a
no,
mentality
you're
like
not supposed to
this,
say these things. I think you can think it, you can tell your coach it, but you can't tell the media.
I don't
That's a
think
no-no.
you, I don't even think you should be able to think it. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna be like you're not allowed to think it. Of course, you think what you want, but I don't think you should. As
I
a,
think
as a,
you're allowed to. As a young player, as your star rookie, you should be able to tell your coach and
But
think that
that's-
we're just not good. Can we make something? Can we change something? Can we change the
but
way
that's
we play?
but that's not
or
what he's
anything?
saying. He didn't say we should make a move to get better. What he said is when you're down, you're down. You can't get back into it, which I think is just it's soft.
I don't know.
How are you just gonna find yourself in a tough position and be like, oh, you know what, I give up, let's go home? Like, shouldn't you have that drive and be like, no, it's just tough, but we can play harder and get back into it? Like, it's one thing to go to management and be like, hey, we're kind of struggling, help us out. Like, that's different. I think that's totally justified. But just
I mean, there is also the possibility that he has gone to management, and they said we're not doing anything. We're tanking.
maybe that's true. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. That's very possible as well.
It could be frustration with the coach for not doing stuff. Just not changing the way they play. Frustration at management for not making a move, which I can understand. I mean, they want to be bad, but I think being this bad isn't ideal for your players. I think Devin Booker, you should be trying to keep that guy around. Like,
I mean,
don't
he's
think the
locked
Suns
up.
have
He's
won-
locked up for 5 years.
Yeah,
on
but
the
then
max.
what happens if you request a trade like next year because they're just that bad?
Yeah, we've seen that happen recently. So
Yeah. You want to, I don't think Devin Booker's won more than 20 games his entire career.
okay, it's definitely more than 20 games. But yeah, I see what you're saying. It's not a lot. It's probably less than 41. Like, it's actually less
Yeah.
than 50%.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure the Suns. Okay. Let's see this real quick. Phoenix Suns.
You
When did
actually,
Booker get drafted?
you're actually counting this. Wow, that's crazy. But
When did Booker get drafted?
okay, you know what? You do that. Okay, you talk about it. I'm gonna move on. I mean, you Google it and you do your math because I know you're bad at math. I'm gonna go on and talk about some of the on-court issues. There's nothing too big here. The first thing, Joakim Noah signed with the Memphis Grizzlies for the veteran minimum, 1 year, 1.73 million. On really, this signing it's not very impactful for either. I guess okay, it's impactful for Noah because this is him trying to make his comeback and try to revive his career, which good for him. Like, props to him for not just laying down and saying, you know what, it didn't work out, and I retire. Like, he's still getting paid a whole lot by the Knicks, but this is about basketball for him, right? It's not about the money. He didn't say, oh, if I had 1.73 million more, I would be happier. Like, it's about him playing basketball, which is important. For the Grizzlies, from the team's point of view, I really don't think it makes too much of a difference. He's not the same guy he was in 2013 when he was like Defensive Player of the Year and like MVP candidate somehow. Some backup minutes for them is fine. I just hope that he doesn't start taking minutes away from Jaren Jackson Jr. because he's obviously their future so far. But it's nice to take some of the pressure off of Markelle Fultz back, defensively especially. So I like it. It's not too much of a difference. I don't think this signing would be the difference between a series win or series loss in the playoffs. But assuming they make the playoffs, which I think they will so far. But
I was right. The Suns have not won more than 25 games.
are you serious?
Yeah, 3 seasons. This is his 4th season, Booker.
Okay.
They won 23, 24, and 21.
Wow. Also, I thought you meant cumulative, but I thought you meant in his entire.
career.
I thought you just meant he's not one.
Literally, oh my god.
That's
Just give him a team. Get him out of there.
dude. Honestly, Devin Booker is one of my favorite players to watch for obvious reasons. He reminds me of Kobe. Just watching him play, and I just want to see him do well. Really.
But yeah, I guess you covered the Noah news that pretty well enough. I mean, there isn't too much to talk
There really
about.
isn't much there. Yeah. Let's talk about the Beverly.
Um,
Which now that I think about it, I feel like they should be under off court as well, but whatever.
I guess, but it happened on court. Is what I was trying to.
Okay, that's fine.
Whatever.
I mean, we're not
But,
talking about it. Yeah.
The idea is that Beverly, Mavs heckler. It is the Mavs, right?
Yeah, it was a Mavs super fan apparently.
Yeah, they're just talking about Beverly's mom and shit. And Beverly threw a bounce pass.
Yeah.
And he got ejected and I think fined as well.
I didn't see a fine. Although if you're getting ejected, usually that does come with a fine, but I don't remember.
Like 25K or something.
Yeah.
But my question is, are players allowed to retaliate? Like,
I think so. I think it depends. I think players need to understand that they're in the public eye and stuff they do is like it has a large impact. Like I think LeBron being superstar has really understood that, and I think all players need to on their own level. Obviously Beverly doesn't have the impact that LeBron does, but I think if fans or anybody in general crosses a particular line, players should be allowed to retaliate. Not retaliate physically, like I'm not the whole.
You've seen the clips, right, where people are heckling LeBron. Like, you remember last year where someone's like, "Hey, where's Kyrie?" and LeBron's like, "At your mama's house." So players say something. I think the league only takes action when they do something.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I don't know necessarily what this particular fan was saying to Beverly. Beverly said that he was going after his family or his mother. But it's like your word versus mine kind of thing. But in any case, if a player feels that, a particular fan,
you take the player's word for sure. I don't think you ever listen to the guy who
for sure. Playing. Yeah, of course. But what I in this case, I think Beverly was completely fine because from what I read or heard, he told security that this guy's saying stuff, get him out of here, or just keep an eye on him or something, and security didn't do anything. The fan kept like saying it. So then he's like, you know what? I'll do it myself, and he just chucked the ball at him. And it's not like he tried to take his head off. Like it was a regular bounce pass. It's not like he.
Yeah, it's not like he it's not like that dunk Shaq had on that one guy where he pushed the guy and the guy got up and like chucked the ball at Shaq.
Yeah, it's not like that. Like. Yeah,
it was a bounce pass.
It was a bounce pass. Frankly, the fan should have caught it and passed it right back at him. But that's what I would have done. Yeah. But this man fumbled, so.
Yeah, I just I think he should be allowed to do whatever. Like if you complain to security and they don't do anything, I think the NBA has done a bad job. Really, like they advertise themselves as like, the most exciting sport to watch, and fans are included because in what other sport are the fans that close to the action?
Oh, that's true.
Right.
That's true. But like, yeah, you
should have rules. Like I think someone said like when you sit courtside, they give you a note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do.
Right.
And if you go too far, then you will be asked to leave. But they don't want to do that because they don't want to make people leave because those are expensive tickets and it could just
like especially courtside, they are very expensive tickets. But I feel like heckling is fine. I think heckling is a part of sports culture in general, no matter what sport it is. But there's a line, and that's a line that both parties need to respect. A player can't cross the line and just like jump into the stand and punch somebody. That's crossing the line. You can't do that.
Yeah, because Ron Artest got banned for the entire season or something.
85 games. Literally over a season, 85 games. I think it was a long time ago, but I believe that's what the number was. Yeah. So, players are humans. I feel like they should be able to speak their mind and kind of retaliate a little bit in their own moderation.
I mean, if sure, I don't mind it. If what happened is correct, and he told security, I don't want this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do anything, and they kept going and going and going, then yes. Because honestly, that's not even a bad reaction to it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't want to say if that was me, but
if he got into a shouting contest with the fan, or if he chucked the ball at the fan, then maybe it's like too far. But he threw a bounce pass, and he stared at him after, and it's like whatever, fine. He's letting him know his displeasure with him.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's enough to warrant an ejection and also fine.
I think the ejection is just because the rules are very clear that you can't throw anything from the court into the stands, just in general.
Yeah, so Paul George got ejected, right? Because he threw the ball and then he apologized. He didn't mean to throw it. I think he kicked it actually.
Something happened. Yeah.
He didn't mean to hit anyone. He hit them on accident, gave him a kiss after, and he still got ejected. Yeah. Which is absolutely stupid in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's stupid, but I just think if the rule is I'm not saying the rule is right, but now given that the rule is in place, I think it's important that you follow it. So I guess change the rule. What I'm saying is change the rule, but until the rule is changed, I think you should follow the rule. Like, it's that simple.
And
But while we're talking about, before we get into the next thing, but while we're talking about players retaliating, what I really can't stand is when players go and smack cell phones out of people's hands. I really get mad at that. Because, like, to the players, it's fine, okay? They're millionaires, a phone isn't a big deal, but not to random people. Like, sure, sticking your phone in somebody's face is not nice, but I think it was Westbrook, but I don't remember who it was. But he literally just smacked the phone like 20 feet.
Yeah, I think it was Westbrook. I think it was.
Like, you can't be doing that, okay? I know
from what I could understand, that guy was saying some stuff to Westbrook at the same time. So
it's fine, I get it, and he just eject him, just get him out of the building. But you can't be smacking like just smacking it out of somebody's hands.
I mean, I don't agree with that either. That you're damaging someone's property.
Yeah, but, exactly. And it's property that's it's valuable to them. Like, for all you know, he was the fan was super drunk because there's beer.
But I think that guy got banned from the stadium for the year.
That's probably that. I think that's justified. You know what? If you're gonna be doing that to players, get banned. I'm okay with that. But okay, but this guy, he's drunk. His only way of getting home is calling an Uber. He can't because his phone is broken. Like, he's just destroyed. Oh, now what are you gonna do? And you, like, I feel like maybe I'm kind of overreacting to this a little bit, but I feel like I know how important, like, everybody's lives are on their cell phones these days. And you can't just get up and smack it. That's it. There's one particular instance I get really annoyed by. Okay, rant over. Let's talk about
more unhappy centers.
Yep, we got two more.
I guess, okay, I think we're running long.
We are running very long today, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll quickly go over Whiteside leaving early. Nothing new. Whiteside has been known to not be happy with his role with the Heat.
Yep.
I mean, I think his problem is that he was playing well, and then Spoelstra didn't play him at all in the fourth quarter. I think that's his problem with it. If he was playing badly, sure, but I think what crosses the line was that he was playing the game well, he was doing well, and then didn't play in the fourth, he got blown out, done.
I don't think that, yeah, fair enough. Like, I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, you gotta understand, your coach is doing, especially,
you can't leave.
You can't, one, you can't leave, and two, you gotta respect the coach's decision. If he thinks that playing you is, for whatever reason, is not playing you is for whatever reason the best decision, you gotta respect that. Maybe you talk to him after the game, be like, hey coach, I thought I had a good game, why didn't you play me? Maybe he'll come up with a good answer, maybe he won't, I don't know. But it's important that you communicate. You can't just get up and, like, throw a tantrum and leave.
Yeah, I think this is another case of, I mean, sorry, it's not another case of, you know, the coach needs to change something, because this is Erik Spoelstra, and he's another one of those untouchable coaches.
I think so. If LeBron James couldn't get him fired, I don't think anybody.
Yeah, LeBron couldn't get him fired, and he's also proved his worth as a coach.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like, even after LeBron left, the Heat were still solid, and you know, last year's team with no discernible superstar.
Hey, they Deion Waiters for the superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Erik Spoelstra is a great coach, so
he's good. Yeah, exactly. He was also, I think, he coached from 2008 onwards. And he was assistant coach for them since '97.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's been there his entire thing. He was assistant when Pat Riley was coaching, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me, but he's been there for a long time, and he's very important to that organization. So I don't know. Whiteside, I feel like he just every few weeks when he just has temper tantrums like this. Like, he's just really immature to me, which is why he didn't make the league for as long as he didn't. Like, he's 27 when he finally got picked up, I think, or something like that. Something crazy.
Okay, and one more thing is Embiid not being happy with his role. I think this is justifiable.
Yeah. I don't. Based on what I read, I didn't really actually read full articles or anything, so I don't know how unhappy he is. If he was like yelling or anything, or he just came out and said that, hey, I would like the ball a little bit more. I don't know to what extent this is.
No, he came out pretty professional. That you know, I think like I'm shooting 29% from three this year, and I think I should be inside more. That's my game, and he's told that. And then in the same article towards the end, it's like, yeah, Fred Brown's like, yeah, sure, we need to get Embiid inside more. That's where he's comfortable, so we should get him there. So it's not like a situation where it's just a player coming out to the media and be like, yeah, I hate my role. I don't know.
Okay, so that's good. So both parties were fairly professional about it, which I think is how it should be. It's not that hard to go to somebody and be like, hey, I feel like I should play more. Like, it's not that hard. But
this is definitely one of the fears that people had when Butler got traded was shooting would not be there. So, how are you gonna have 50 players inside the paint at any given moment?
Yeah, I know. I don't want to make. I don't want to.
Yeah,
turn
so
this,
the Sixers way of dealing with that was put Embiid out of the 3-point line, which is not where you want him to be. So, because they want space for Butler to operate, and Butler's been playing well. He scored like 38 points back to back or something like that.
Yeah, he's playing well,
but you're not. I think something can be demised. I feel.
Yeah.
Maybe stagger their minutes, something like that.
Something like that. I think this is where it's gonna come out and prove that Brett Brown may not be a very good basketball coach. We'll see. He has
That's possible.
He's okay. He's not particularly bad either, so we'll see. If he's able to figure this out, it's not that hard. I feel like.
Yeah.
So far, it's not like Embiid. He doesn't seem very upset, which is a good sign.
All right. I think that does it for basketball news. On court and off court, we still have trades for weekly preview, but before that,
let's take a break. Let's take a break from all of this, all these arguments, and get into another one. So,
I love how before the podcast we disagreed. We've literally disagreed on pretty much every single topic so far.
You know what? That's a good thing. Okay, nobody wants to hear two people just say the same thing in two different voices. Like, it's all about the banter and it's all about the argument.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So going off topic, I guess.
Off basketball, I guess.
Just off basketball. Yeah. You get saturated.
Of course, we've been talking for like an hour and 10 minutes so far, give or take, and let's talk about something else.
But yeah, so what happened this week was that they announced the hosts for the Oscars and the Golden Globes. And the Golden Globes, they got Andy Samberg, GOAT.
Yeah, Andy Samberg is respectable. Okay.
And Sandra Oh, you definitely don't know her.
I do not know who that is.
You know that? Have you ever seen Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah. I mean, seen the ads for it on TV.
You know the Asian chick in that?
Okay, one, that's slightly racist. Two, no, I don't know who that is.
Well, she is Asian. There's not. There's one Asian character.
Sorry, okay, sorry. I accidentally clicked on a BuzzFeed video yesterday, and that led down a really weird rabbit hole. So,
all right,
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
sorry for springing that on you.
Those are your Golden Globe hosts, and then they wanted Kevin Hart to host the Oscars, and
who, by the way, I would like to point out is the only comedian that I've ever actually laughed at, just for the record.
There are a few good ones, but
I disagree. But go
on. Kevin Hart. I think I read a Ringer article because they do
The Ringer does everything, dude. Shout out to the Ringer.com. Anything that you need, the Ringer will cover it. It's unbelievable.
They do a lot of music and television as well. And I think immediately after, pros and cons, right, of these guys being the hosts.
Right.
And one of the things that they brought up immediately, this is a couple of hours after they announced the host, was that Kevin Hart's known for making homophobic tweets and statements and stuff. And in his stand-up comedy even.
Yeah.
I think there is one. I remember listening to one of his things where it's what would I do if I was gay kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So they had an immediate fear, is he gonna act out on stage? That was their problem. They thought, he might say something controversial on stage. But what ended up happening is that the Oscars, people started digging around the tweets as they usually do.
Yep.
Found some dirt. And the Oscars, the Academy, I guess is the right.
Yeah, whoever's in charge. I don't exactly know how it works.
Whoever the Academy is, the racist people, anyway.
Hello. Okay.
I mean, it's true. People have been talking about it, but they said, you have to apologize for these, and Kevin Hart did not apologize.
I don't think he should either.
I think he should say, I was younger or something, or like.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's all
that
you
was a
say.
different time.
It was a different time. Like that's it. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm sorry I said those things, because one, that would just be a lie, right? He's clearly not. I don't think he feels bad for making that joke. But he just be like, you know what? That was a long time ago. I clearly don't joke about that stuff anymore because I understand it better now, and like move on from it. Like I really don't get. I mean, I get it from both points of view, but at the same time, I don't agree with it. I don't think bringing up people's old tweets, especially more than like 5, 6, 7 years ago, like people change, society's changed, people's thoughts and opinions can change, and you can't hold somebody accountable today for something that they said. It's not something that they did. It's not about legal, illegal stuff. Like, it's just somebody's thoughts. You can't hold somebody accountable for that, for like something that happened 8, 9 years ago. That's just the way I look at it.
Yeah, it was. I think this is something similar to the James Gunn Galaxy, such.
Yeah.
But okay, actually, Kevin Hart did apologize. It's
Okay.
just, but he apologized to the LGBTQ community. I don't think he apologized in general. Actually, he did. He said, I'm sorry for tweets and all this other stuff. But I think initially he didn't say anything. That's the main problem.
Okay, what do you think? Do you think people should be allowed, or people should get?
I think one, just don't tweet that. Or
Look, that's
delete
one.
those tweets.
Yeah, okay, deleting them is fine, but you can't. Are you really gonna go? Okay, when you're like 25, 30 years old, are you really gonna go back and be like, you know what? Let me go back and see what I tweeted when I was 16 years old.
I feel like you have a social media team who should take care of that for you.
That's a valid, right? I get that. That's
you're
valid.
paying those people. You are paying
Yeah.
those people. And Kevin Hart is in the public eye. I don't see how they haven't caught that so far. They've had a lot of time. It's not like, he's suddenly risen to fame and all of a sudden they're finding these tweets about him.
Fair enough. That I agree with. But I meant something more general, like you and me.
I mean, I generally keep it clean. Mainly because I'm not a very controversial person. But
Yeah.
that's me personally. Obviously, if people do, I think.
I think it's important to understand when something is meant to be a joke and when you're actually trying to offend people. Like, I think that's the difference. If you're just straight up being offensive at a particular person or at a particular group of people, I think that's different. That's just, you just don't do that, right? Don't do that. But I think if you're making a joke, no matter what the butt of the joke is, I think it's okay as long as it's understood that it's meant to be a joke and you're not supposed to take it seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes back to, when people first started using the internet, and be careful of what you post and all that other stuff.
Right.
And you see these stories about people getting fired from their jobs because they posted like drunk pictures of themselves on Facebook and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
It really does come back to that. You have to be careful of what you post.
You do. You really do have to be careful about what you're saying, what you're implying, and all that. But
yeah, I mean, we've seen people screw around on social media, and like you showed me that one picture, of the tattoo on the lip.
Yeah.
And that still annoys me, by the way.
It does annoy me too. I saw that person walking around in class, and I saw it. So
oh my God,
it was really disturbing. Let's not get into
so
that.
You're making yourself repulsive at that point.
Dude, you really are. Okay, but let's not get into that because nobody in the audience knows what we're talking about.
I feel like, I think in the Kevin Hart situation, since he did not apologize immediately and took his own to it, and eventually apologized when he was stepping down, yeah, maybe sure, don't put him in as the Oscars host. But in a James Gunn situation where he's been clean, I say clean in quotation marks because, like, I mean, what do you mean by clean? But I guess you understand what I mean by that, right?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. I know what you mean.
Like he doesn't have those same views anymore, and he hasn't expressed them in a very very long time. Would like and he apologized immediately as soon as they start surfacing. Is like, I was younger, didn't feel that way anymore, and immediately. But then Disney fired him anyway, right?
Yeah.
I think in that situation, no, you shouldn't do that. If the guy apologizes and says that was an old me, and you've let him direct 2 movies already,
and he's finished writing the script for Guardians 3. That's what they're like. It's been delayed because now they don't know if they want to keep using his script or they want to redo it or whatever. Like that's a whole other issue. But
as a personal opinion, I think if a tweet is over 5 years old, then it should just not be like
valid
brought up.
Yeah,
like, you can't say people change. Like 5 years is a long time.
5 years is so. What were you doing 5 years ago, dude? Like what the hell?
5 years, 12 years old.
12 years. Okay, actually, technically, we were both just playing Pokemon anyway. But in general, 5 years is a long time, and especially in today's day and age. Like 3 years ago, I couldn't say half the things that. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can look at it in the future as well. Like 5 years down the line, I'll be done with my.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of things. So I think like 5 years ago should not be brought up and have credibility. I'm the guy if you bring it up and the guy's like, yeah, I still think the same way now.
Yeah, so like that's different. That's different. If you're just a horrible person, okay, that's different.
Like if you tweet something like gas the Jews or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, see that you can't.
Yeah, and then they bring it up and then say just I don't know, comedic or it's been taken out of context because there was like some viral video or some stupid shit like that, right? If you can explain it and sufficiently and say, I really, if I was younger and if I did the same thing now, then I would never do it again, blah blah blah. Sure, that's fine. That's forgivable. But if you say, yeah, I still believe that way, then no.
I think the ultimate thing is if you meant it as a joke, it's okay. And as long as you're not deliberately trying to hurt people, it's fine. That's how I see it.
I think one more thing is age as well. Because you remember the Donald Trump grab her by the cat comment?
Yeah.
Which was like 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But he was 60.
Okay.
So, you're 60. At that point, your character is set, right? You as a kind of.
Yeah,
Like when we say 5 years is a long time, 5 years is a long time until 40. Like people change until then, I think. And then by the age of like 40 to 50, that's when you're starting to set yourself in, kind of.
Yeah, like there's only so many. Yeah, like you lived your whole life in a particular way. There's only so much that you can adapt to. Like that's why people have problems. Like older people have problems using computers. Like they're not inherently hard to use, but you just spend your whole life without them. It's kind of hard to work it into your life again.
Yeah, the whole Trump thing, like he said, I was younger than 60. Doesn't work, right?
It's not the same argument.
Yeah, so I think age has a thing to do with it. The amount of time ago the thing had to do with it.
There's a lot of factors.
Has to do with it. What it's about has to do with it. The time, there's a lot of things, but it's all very subjective.
Yeah,
but I think in many situations it is forgivable if the guy apologizes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I guess do we move on to trades and injuries?
I think that's it. Let's go right back into the basketball. I apologize for us going very long this week, but we got a lot to talk about actually. So
yeah, I think we can kind of we don't need to talk too much about these ones because a lot of them aren't too relevant.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is Paul Millsap injury.
Yeah, that's the main one. So I guess we'll go in order. Trevor Ariza likely to be traded. Screw the Suns. I hate the Suns.
Do you think the Rockets? Do you think the Rockets should trade back for him?
What would you give up for him? Like, imagine a luxury tax, dude. My God.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. Yeah, like that's why.
I think it's unlikely. I mean, that's the main. Like, people are like, I've read a lot of places dude, where should he go? And a lot of
everybody
those
would
like
like
go
him.
back to the Rockets.
A lot of teams would like him because what he brings is very important to NBA teams.
I think the Sixers would love him. I think the Lakers would.
The Lakers, I would love him. Oh my God, Trevor, come back to LA. You won 2 championships, I think, with Kobe to make it 3. But
yeah, I mean that's what the Lakers need: defense, threes. Like, what else do you want?
yeah, he's old. He's getting up there. He's not as effective as he once was. But
And
what he
it's a
does,
one-year deal.
yeah,
He's a one-year deal, so you just take him,
perfect.
get a good season out of him, and finish. Yeah, and you still keep your cap space for next year.
Exactly. It's like it fits exactly with the Lakers MO. Just giving 1-year contracts to damn near everybody.
Need to somehow find some pieces to give up. I feel like he'd give up like.
I'd give up Beasley and Lance Stevenson for Trevor Ariza.
Yeah,
Come on, dude,
maybe not Lance, but I don't think the Lakers would be ready to give up Lance so easily.
I would. Dude. He's been pretty bad the last couple of like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like he started off hot and he's kind of been shit.
Yeah, I mean the Suns just want to get rid of him. I feel.
I don't know why though.
Maybe throw in like a second-round pick from the Lakers side and like.
I would throw in
Beasley and like Zubats or something. Because you need to get contracts to work as well. I think. That might. I don't know if that's a factor in this trade. But yeah.
I don't know how it works because they're both expiring.
They're both well under the cap. Both these teams.
Both teams are well under cap. Both teams like, I don't know. I don't really know how the CBA kind of works in that area. But I would like to see the Lakers try to trade for him. Obviously, not something ridiculous. We're not trying to carve out a hole for him. But yeah. Let's see who else.
Okay. Moving on. Draymond. He'll be back. Like,
he'll be
next
back.
week.
Like, yeah, we were planning on recording this earlier, so at this point I had written out that he's out, but he's basically one more game.
Yeah,
I think he'll be back.
I think like 1 or 2 games and he's back.
Yeah.
Paul Millsap, this is a big blow. Though numbers wise, he's never been a numbers guy.
He's never been a numbers guy. No, he's one of those players that you have to watch him play to understand how impactful and how good he is for this team. So
he's a major reason why the Nuggets have been top team on defense this year.
Yeah.
And like just been good in general, and losing him's gonna suck a lot for the Nuggets.
Yeah, so he's out with.
I think you can.
He's out with the broken toe for 6 weeks.
Yeah, you can expect like a 500 record until he comes back. Really,
give or take, I would think so. He's very important to their defense. I would say like their defense is gonna obviously plummet because
drastically because they don't have any defensive guys.
First of all, that's why it's so shocking that they're still so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think if he goes out and they fall, let's say they have like a negative defensive like plus minus in general, like for the 6 weeks, do you think that bumps up his case for defensive player of the year? Like one player making so much of an impact? What do you think?
I don't know. D-player, there's like I think there's players you would put ahead of Millsap. He could make an all defensive team.
I think he should. I think he should be an all defensive lock. But I feel like
defensive player of the year though, like you don't usually take these kind of guys.
That's true. I mean, we took Draymond though a little while ago, like 'cause he's like similar kind of guy.
But then that also had a lot to do with how good the Warriors were in general.
So like, but the Nuggets are just as good right now. Like, I hate the Nuggets. I hate them.
It's difficult.
Okay, but
it depends. Like he's made all defensive second team 2 years ago. It looks like, but
I mean, I'm just kind of thinking a lot, but
he doesn't seem like the deep play kind of guy though. Because like people think like defensive, yeah, Draymond, great defender, and you know people when you say defensive players, people think like Draymond, Gobert. They probably think Whiteside, even though he's not a great defender, but he gets
just
like
4 blocks numbers, yeah.
Yeah, but the numbers are there. But in terms of other ones, those are like defensive centerpieces. Whereas Millsap, you don't think of him the same way. I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. You don't think of him like that, but maybe you should. If he goes out and the Nuggets defense falls off a cliff, maybe that indicates that he was that defensive centerpiece for them, and that should give him some looks. It's not like anybody else is running away with deep play this year.
Yeah. I don't know. Someone could pop up. You never know.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those weird. It's like I think it's the weirdest award that people give out.
It's definitely wide open, and I think if the Nuggets have a good record, then it is possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Brandon Ingram injury. He has a sprained ankle. He's only out for a week, I think.
Yeah, he's only out. He's out for at least 1 week. So it's not a big deal. I'm just upset because he got Zaza'd. I was very annoyed at that.
Yeah, LaMarcus got a flagrant one for that.
Yeah, he should. He had no. He just walked underneath him. Like he's not even trying to contest the shot. He just walked and stuck his foot out. I'm like, are you
I
kidding me?
think. See, the thing is, like, I don't think that's a intentional one.
He
never.
So after go on.
Oh, sorry. Okay, in the cases of most players, they're not trying to hurt. And I think LaMarcus is definitely. I think he's one of the nicer guys in the league, from what I can see. But I think this is one of those situations where he's not gonna get to the shot in time. So he goes to like the semi-contested, just show effort, sees the shot go up. He's like watching the shot, and he's like just keeps moving, and then suddenly he's under Ingram. And, yeah.
That's what I think as well, but that's what I thought as well. But then I was like just going through NBA Reddit and looking at highlights and whatever, and somebody brought up the fact that he's been doing this. Like, this is not the first time LaMarcus Aldridge has done this in his career, which I don't know. I didn't really go into it. I don't really care enough, because it's not a serious injury, and like LaMarcus, for the most part, I feel like is a respectable player, but maybe something to keep an eye out for. Apparently, he had like 5 or 6 instances of this happening previously in his career, but I don't know. Something to keep your eye out for, I guess.
It is a fairly common occurrence. It's just now, since it's a flagrant one, I guess we hear.
Yeah. This stuff happens a lot, and a lot of the times, 99 times out of 10, it's going to be unintentional. I don't think there are that many players in the league that would go out of their way to hurt people. So, I don't think it's that much of a big deal, but.
Okay, yeah. Give me a second. This trade, right? I had a page open and I closed it. Now I can't find it again.
Okay, well,
No.
good job, IPF, for sabotaging our content. But he's talking about the George Hill, Dellavedova trade. I don't know exactly what happened. All that's important is that the GOAT, Matthew Dellavedova, the Steph Stuffer, is back in Cleveland. That means Cavs
so
are winning this championship.
Trade,
You heard it here first. 2019 NBA champions, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So the Bucks get George Hill and Jason Smith. Whatever. They get a 2nd round pick from Washington, who came in as the 3rd team.
Okay.
I shall explain that in a second. The Cavs get Dellavedova and John Henson, which is like not bad, to be fair.
Okay.
And they also get the 2021 1st and 2nd round pick.
Okay.
So they get a 1st round pick out of it, which is solid.
That's what's important here.
And the Wizards, they get Sam Decker. This is a cap move for them.
Okay.
I think this move allows them to get under the cap and save like $6 million or something.
Okay.
So yeah. General thoughts. Bucks getting George Hill.
It's kind of big. That's it.
That's the only talking point, because like the Cavs getting anyone doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, Cavs, it doesn't matter who they get unless they get LeBron back, but
Yeah, whereas Bucks getting Hill just shows that they just want to get better.
Yeah, and that's good for them. My question is, do they need a backup point guard right now?
Sure. I mean, you don't.
It never hurts for one, but George Hill, he comes
Exactly.
in expecting minutes, maybe. Like, he started all of last season, I think.
I think he'll be expecting anything. He shouldn't have been starting. That's the thing. He's supposed to be off the bench.
That's true. But I don't know, because they have who's starting for them right now. They have Bledsoe
Bledsoe
who's been
at point guard.
He's been doing good for them.
And Brogdon, that's your backup. So those are your 2 at the guard spot. But I guess you could get Hill some minutes in there and just in general.
Yeah, like I think he's an impact player. Like George Hill is one of those players. I feel like he'll come in, have an impact. He'll play some defense, knock down some threes. Does what he
You
does,
could slot
but
Brogdon down to like the 2. Sorry, not the 3, the 2.
yeah,
And play like Hill as like a second unit kind of thing. Because,
Yeah. maybe
it
this will let Giannis play a little bit more off the ball in the post and stuff. Like,
Yeah. Right. I think that covers that trade. And finally, for this week's episode, we have the weekly preview. Now, last week both of us got our predictions right. Sixers Raptors, both of us took the Raps win. And Warriors Bucks, both of us took the Warriors win. With Curry going off. So yeah. Looking good so far.
so far so good. Are you gonna keep track of this? Is it gonna be like a pick and payoff kind of thing?
I mean, what would we pay off though?
Oh, well, except for the payoff part, but is it just something to keep track of for the whole season?
Yeah, sure.
At the end of it,
We're both 2-0. I guess we'll add that to the doc.
yeah, okay, we'll add that somewhere. Going into next week, we have Bucks at Raptors, Raptors at Warriors, and Thunder at Nuggets. So those are kind of three big games.
I think Bucks Raptors is cool because we didn't get the matchup last time.
Yeah, with both Kawhi and Giannis. Right.
Yeah. So I think this should be a good game. I see the Raptors winning.
This one's tough. I think I'm gonna go with the Bucks this time.
All right. Let me add that.
Yeah, you write that down. The Raptors at Warriors. I'm gonna go.
Okay. So, we've discussed this before, and I think we both agree that this is like for the Raptors. They have a ridiculous schedule this week.
Yeah.
So I think both of us are taking the Warriors here.
Yeah, I'm taking the Warriors for sure. One at home, and two, the Raptors just have a tough schedule. So.
Yeah, they play the Clippers, the Bucks, and the Warriors this week, and they play the Warriors after playing the Clippers on a back-to-back.
Yeah.
So yeah. And finally, Thunder and Nuggets. I'm taking the Thunder.
I'm taking the Thunder as well.
All right, because losing Millsap, I think it's difficult. Although the Nuggets are at home, so you never know.
Yeah, Denver does have a really good home crowd, given the fact that I'm really mad. I just don't like it. Okay, how is your best defender at home gonna be the atmosphere, dude? Come on. But
yeah, that's stupid. That's what they were last year. They just got wins off teams that weren't Denver.
Yeah, they're just a good home team because their home court advantage is broken.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Yeah. So I think that covers it.
Yeah, that's it for this weekly preview. Unless you have any last words to add to this podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, so be sure to check out the rest of my content. Check out IPF. Follow us on Twitter. Follow the podcast on Twitter.
At the Buzzercast.
At the Buzzercast. Fire at, by the way. And hope y'all enjoyed. Stay tuned. Hit subscribe. And we'll be back same time next week with some more NBA action. All right. Thanks for watching or listening.